Is this God or evil sinner? Well, let me tell you a story where I will tell you about genies and the God. And the ugly truth. So, I will tell you an example through me by giving an example on me. So, I was just laying on the bed. I was on the bed and suddenly I felt that there are genies put inside my head. Two genies. One on left side of head and one on right side of head. So whenever I saw the God truth from the other genies, I was saying that God is evil sinner. So whenever I was saying that God is evil sinner, immediately these genies who were inside my head, one on left and one on right inside my head, they bent down. They were standing first and they used to half bend. And when they used to bend, immediately my head was forced to think bad and understand bad, and I was not in control of myself. And I was thinking to sin. I was thinking to fight. I was thinking to do something bad. And understanding it. Of course, first understanding happens and thinking happens. So I was understanding and thinking. So when I started understanding and thinking, before few minutes ago, there was one of my helper genie. I mean some genie of other God who came for help. So I told him truth about the genies who used to half bend and force me to sin, just like they force others to sin. When anyone says against the God by saying that God is evil sinner. So I said to the helper genie, can you please go and check and take interview of these genies? First I said, go and find out where these genies are located. So the helper genie gets believe that I am true. Then immediately I told the helper genie to take interview of these genies. By forcing them to laugh, and they will tell truth. So as soon as the helper genie sent genies, I saw the helper genie sent genie on left side of my head. So when the helper genies tried to take interview and force the half bent genie to laugh, immediately he cut his head. And when he cut his head, my head was cut from front of head. in the sense the neck, from front of neck. So when my neck was cut, actually I felt it. I felt pain. So I said, what was my mistake? I just said this because it was not my mistake to say this God as evil sinner, because I saw that his genies were trying to win from me, from my family genies who are inside me, or from the genies who are inside me since the childhood. And because in every human body there are genies kept in them from their religion, by their religion, since the childhood. So the genie wanted to win from the genie who were inside me. And when they want to win from that genie who are inside me, if they win, they force the genie who are inside me to do anything bad, or force them to sin, or give punishment. Like, giving punishment means what? Force. They used to give punishment as forcing them to sin and forcing to abuse others or something bad. So I came to know this truth, that it cannot be world of God. It's not world of God, of course, where the genies acts like this. If they try to win by cheating, and after they win, do they tell the genies who are inside human body to sin by forcing them to do what human does not likes? So if human does not like to sin, will they force them to do sin? If human does not want to think bad on anyone or talk bad on anyone, will the winning genie forces the genie inside the human body to force human to think bad or do sins or do what he does not like to do? Don't you believe that it's evil sinner only who have terrible, who have understanding like this? And it cannot be world of God where sins, where punishment is given as sins. So I told the truth to the helper genie by saying, if you are original, if you are original genie, or if your God or master, whoever has sent you, if he is original, tell him to tell everyone on this planet and anyone you know, including in everything has a genie sense, to walls, doors, shadows, lights, fans, AC, anything that is seen or heard, and anything that is not seen or not heard, including the oxygen and nothing. If oxygen is removed from unseen, that is also nothing. So what will happen if you tell the truth to everyone? I said, you will come to know truth, you will win. So was my decision good or bad by saying this God as evil sinner? Because those who do something wrong and forces others to sin, it's evil sinner only. So I did not do anything wrong or mistake. So when I said evil sinner to that God whose genies were forcing me to sin by winning from the genies inside me, inside my body, and giving them punishment as to force me sin. I said it, that it's evil sinner only. So I did not do anything wrong. But when I said this, immediately the genies who were inside my head, they half bended. And when they half bended, I felt very bad in my head, and I started thinking bad and understanding bad and disliking things. If the mission was to make my life bad when I think bad on the God, don't you believe they would have never made me, force me to sin? They would have never forced me to sin. When a human thinks bad and understands bad, when he is not in control, when his understanding and mind is not in control, then he can sin or do anything wrong. So who is responsible if human do sin? And it's not that God who forces someone to sin. It cannot be a God who forces someone to sin. It's evil sinner only. I hope you like my beautiful truth.